You are back listening to Save Space on WURD Radio 96.1 FM 900 AM. I'm your host, sincerely, Syreeta. And y'all, we are 1 week away, okay? Officially 1 week away from the Level Up contest pitch party. Okay, so first things first, I need you to save the date. Okay, the date and the time 7 to 9 p.m. Y'all know the show airs Monday through Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. But next Wednesday, we're doing a complete live takeover for the Level Up contest and bringing you this pitch party, right? So, just some quick background on what you can expect, or at least bare minimum, what you need to know about the Level Up contest. I mentioned it a little earlier in the show, but I'm running it back just in case you're just tuning in. This year, we are highlighting Black women owned businesses who are making a difference in our communities, right? I truly want to thank all of our nominees for joining us on this journey. We had an overwhelming response, roughly 100 nominations. Right, that's what you all did. That's what you all made possible. So please know we put all the respect on all of your names for that. But just make sure you are ready and tuned in on Wednesday, March 31st, from 7 to 9 p.m. for our live on air Level Up pitch party, where the finalists will compete to win a marketing package valued at over $5,000. So you can head to wordradio.com, click on the Level Up banner for more information. Want to make sure we thank our sponsors for this year's Level Up contest: Comcast, Bank of America, Pico, Keystone First, and Thomas Jefferson University, as well as Jefferson Health. Now, a really important role in this pitch party being successful are the judges, right? The judges who are going to hear from these Black women entrepreneurs and innovators, right? Who have their businesses and are out here in their communities making a difference. So, who better to check in with? Right, and to welcome as a guest and a judge, than Regina Hairston, the new president and chief executive officer at I should say, African American Chamber of Commerce of Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware. Regina, thank you so much for being able to save space with us tonight. I know you have had to have been be so busy. Like in the last 4 months, so I'm thankful that we were able to check in ahead of the Level Up pitch party, just to, for those who haven't already, get a chance to know you a little bit, and also talk about Level Up. So first and foremost, how are you?
Good evening, Syreeta, and thank you for having me on. I am extremely excited to be here. I am so super excited to be a judge for the Level Up Summit. When I think about women entrepreneurs pre-pandemic, Black women represented 42% of all new business owners for women. How exciting is that, right? But
Wow.
conversely, they rank really low as far as maturation, which is sort of gained by or measured by 5 years. So to provide women entrepreneurs with access to marketing, access to capital, which we know is such a problem for all our minority business owners,
Whew.
all our Black entrepreneurs, is that lack of access to capital. So I am so excited to be one of the judges.
Yeah. No, well, listen, I when I'm thinking about, like, oh, who would the station pick as judges? Like, it only to me makes sense that that we have a Black woman who is the president and CEO of the African American Chamber of Commerce serving as a judge. For folks who are just getting to know you, please tell them a little bit about your journey to this new position. Like, congratulations, first of all. How have you been faring in the midst of this pandemic and everything, and stepping into this leadership role? All of that. Bring us into your reality right now.
So I stepped into a role supporting businesses during a pandemic. That is a huge deal.
Yes.
But no better place for me to be in this moment. I have spent my entire career creating pathways for underserved or underrepresented communities, whether it was being a COO for STEMnasium Learning program where we were providing STEM education to the very youngest learners, to moving on to West Catholic Preparatory High School, director of individual giving, raising money to make sure if our African Americans family wanted a private education, that money would not be a barrier.
Mm.
And from there, I went to get my master's of public administration at the University of Pennsylvania. And I thought I'd try my hand at government, but I don't like a lot of rules. So I was like, yeah, like I can work close to government, but I can't work in government because I might get in some trouble or something. So I was like, no, I can't do that. So I became a lobbyist, and that
Okay,
is
so you went the whole other way.
yes, because the rules are a little different. So I became a lobbyist at a minority-owned firm here in Philadelphia, Bellevue Strategies,
Mhm.
and I think that really just changed my life. I got to work with so many amazing nonprofits, so many amazing MBEs, WBEs, just bringing resources that allowed them to really operationalize their vision. And while I was there was this woman who decided to run against a 40-year incumbent, Register of Wills, and she won.
Mm.
And so we were brought on to run her crisis management and her communications. And because I'm a Black woman, I was assigned as her point person, and she liked the work that I did. So she took me with her to City Hall, and I became the chief deputy of the Register of Wills. And that is when the pandemic struck, right? And
Mm.
so everything that we thought we were going to do, we had to do different. And we had to stand up a whole system virtually. And so I am no stranger to working in a pandemic. I am no stranger of connecting folks to resources. So this was just the right fit at the right time. And I'm
Mm.
so excited to be in this position. I'm so excited to be able to make a difference for our Black businesses, because we know Black businesses hire Black people, right? So if we're
Mm.
going to address this 24% poverty rate in this city, what better way to do it?
Yeah. So I mean, in hearing, some of the journey to this point, there are two things kind of in my mind right now. First and foremost, what does all of that experience, all of that insight mean for this new role, and what you're bringing to it, or what your vision is for it? And then also, what does that mean for this role that you're graciously coming on board, to serve in as a judge for our Level Up contest? So let's start with the first. With let's start with that. Your role as president and CEO of the African American Chamber of Commerce.
Absolutely. So for one thing, I know how to raise money, and that is really important when you are running an organization, a nonprofit. You have to raise money. And so I know how to do that on the private side, and I know how to do that on the government side as well. So
Mm.
I am fortunate to have had that experience before I got here. I am really good with making something out of not necessarily a lot. So I have a lean team and I have a lean budget, but I have this group of women who work with me who are just doing amazing things with the resources that we have. If anyone's had the opportunity to see our social media platforms, they see there's content constantly rotating, providing information and keeping our members up to date and our non-members. So if you're not a member, you still get the benefit of the information that we're putting out there, right? And so as a judge, I have an ear for creativity. So I'm going to be listening to see if our pitchers can convey what their business is, the essence of their business. What solution are they bringing forth? Who
Mhm.
are they helping with this solution? I'm really going to be listening for that.
Yeah. No, I think that's so important. Being able to clearly articulate what the problem is that you're solving. And all too often, I, I think in any demographic, when we talk about entrepreneurship, sometimes we go into it, or folks can go into it with this idea of, oh, I love doing this thing and I want to make a business out of it, or I want to make this my primary source of income, but it's not necessarily answering a problem, like
It's
solving a problem. It's a hobby.
yes.
And there's nothing wrong with
Right.
anything being a hobby, right?
Right.
Especially a hobby that's paying you, right?
Exactly.
But when, especially if the goal, and let me know your thoughts on this for sure, as I'm not an expert. But like when the goal is to potentially scale the business, right? To get it to a point where you're not working for someone else, or you have a team under you working the business, or and yes, sometimes they will work you too. Now that I think about it, but or maybe you're looking to one day sell that business. You do have to think about, like, what is this problem that we're
Mhm,
solving, or why are we actually doing this? So to
mhm,
hear you speak about that, what you're listening for and judging on, I think is really important based on your expertise. um, is there any advice that you would give specifically to Black women who are entrepreneurs and innovators, and even if it's not in Level Up, like in our Level Up contest,
mhm.
maybe getting ready to pitch, or have some desire to pitch? Any advice or tips that you would give?
Absolutely. The first tip I would give is that you should join the African American Chamber of Commerce. You should be well connected and resourced. So when you go to pitch, you have a profitable business model. You have a sleek slide deck that you're presenting, and you are just presenting at your absolute best. And that is what we do at the African American Chamber of Commerce. We connect you to those resources and those opportunities once you're ready to pitch. So that would be my advice.
Yeah, we ain't mad at shameless plugs around here. This is part of the process, y'all. This is part of the process. So definitely the membership. But anything in particular that you would speak to in terms of, like, that moment when you're walking into the door, well, virtual doors these days, but like walking into the doors, and for a lot of presenters, right? This is the moment where you are presenting your baby to the world and
Mhm.
saying, like, it's worth the investment, or it's worth this price package. Like, that can be very, ooh, a vulnerable moment.
It,
Vulnerable
it
moment.
it can be vulnerable, but you have to lift your head up and you have to exude confidence and believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in your baby, we're not going to believe in your baby.
Mhm.
So I would say your confidence must be there. You got that far. You have something you believe in. You need to present that to us and to the world as if there is nothing better than what you are selling.
Mm. I hope y'all better took notes. Listen, if anyone who is getting ready to pitch, has, like, you're tuned in now, please definitely take those notes. Regina, I want to make sure I ask you, in honor of Women's History Month, we're celebrating Black women own, excuse me, Black women who are entrepreneurs and innovators. Is there, and I don't want to put you in an awkward
Since you're
position,
going to get me in trouble now.
is there a Black woman owned business or entrepreneur or innovator that in this moment you would like to shine a light on, or to celebrate,
there are
or that has impacted you directly?
There are so many that has impacted me directly, too many for me to name in this moment. But if I could just shout out some of my mentors in the space who
Mm,
are leading other women and sort of shining lights on other women and inspiring, I'll do
yeah.
that. So I'm going to say
Yeah.
Andrea Custis at the Urban League. She is my mentor, and she is why I'm sitting in this seat today as president and CEO. So I have to
Mhm.
give a shout out to her. Um, Joanne Bell, who had me on the Black Women's Leadership Council today, she gave me a run for my money. She was like,
Had
no,
you in a hot seat.
there will be no passes for you. And she has been someone I have looked to and called on over the years. So I would now that is an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
That woman has a lot of things going on. She's a self-made woman. If there was anyone to look to, it would be her.
Mm. For you, what was that moment like being in the hot seat with one of your mentors who is like all the way 100% about this entrepreneurial life?
Exactly. So I'm a fan on one side because like I get to come before Miss Joanne and she's mentored me and here I am. And then I'm like a little offended. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought this would be a little bit easier. But no, it was a moment when I knew I was right where I was supposed to be. She had mentored me to this point, and then she had enough confidence in me to put me on the hot seat.
Mm, mm. Now, y'all gonna have to go back and listen to the Black Women's Leadership Council show, to the source today, so that you can catch that beautiful interaction in all of its totality, right? And you know you can do that by heading over to our Facebook page, okay, Word Radio over on Facebook, and you can watch back not only the source, but all of our shows, just about on Facebook. So you check that out in your time. We only have a short time with Regina today, and definitely wanted to hold this conversation ahead of the Level Up contest pitch party that is happening in just 1 week. And so, Regina, I do again want to thank you for taking some time out to not just come to Word once, but twice today, and save space for us and for the Word family. How can folks learn more about the African American Chamber of Commerce?
Sure. So they can go to our website, and that is aachamber.com. And they can check us out over social media. We're on all the platforms, and that is at AA Chamber. And Syreeta, I don't know if you know, but we're also giving 3 memberships for the young entrepreneurs that are the top 3 in the Level Up contest.
Y'all better come on and get it. She said it. I was waiting. I'm gonna let it, I'm gonna let her deliver it. But now you know. So please be on the lookout for that. And you know, Regina, for folks who are not members, not necessarily one of the nominees for the Level Up contest, and so therefore won't be a part of the pitch party, but still have some interest in our business owners or entrepreneurs or innovators. What is the benefit of having a membership?
Sure. So when you're a member, we connect you directly to opportunities. So I receive RFP requests, I receive requests for minority vendors for specific opportunities. So we make sure you are connected directly to those opportunities, and we prepare you. If your business may not be at the stage where you're ready for those opportunities, we provide opportunities for you to get ready. So we have a coaching to capital program that we're bringing online. So we learned from the pandemic, a lot of our businesses were unbanked. We're going to take you through a 6-week process where at the end of that, you are going to be connected to a financial institution, and you're going to understand your profit loss statement. You're going to have a customer relations person that you can call directly at the bank. You're going to have the right account. You're going to have the right tax structure for your business. And that's the benefit of having a membership. In May, that is, we're having members that are going to be paired with heads of agencies for the city of Philadelphia that have the biggest spend, so that they are connected directly to those folks that make the decisions on the contracts for the city of Philadelphia. That is a benefit of being a member of the African American Chamber of Commerce. We have an empowerment series that's from now into the end of the year. So every month, we're going to have an influential speaker. We're going to have someone that comes in from some of our anchor institutions, and we are going to connect you directly with the people who make the decisions that affect your businesses.
Got you. So before we get out of here, I want to shout out some folks who have been tuned in via Facebook Live, our Word TV live stream. Shout out to Jocelyn, Josh, Duncan, Word fam through and through. Y'all know we love Josh around here. Ethan and Anita. We did have a question that came in. from Haram. He said, I noticed there are tons of women focused business opportunities. Are there any special opportunities for Black male owned businesses? So, two things here. One, I want to just reiterate for anyone who may be tuning in that first is Women's History Month. Second, during Women's History Month, what we have been doing at Word, or at least what we're definitely doing this year, is running our Level Up contest, and we are focusing specifically on Black women owned businesses. Now, the African American Chamber of Commerce
Mhm.
does not just focus on Black women owned businesses, right? And so,
Right.
Regina, I want to, definitely make sure Haram has an opportunity, and any other person who may be thinking the same thing, feeling the same way, have the same questions, has an opportunity to hear from you about it.
Sure, absolutely. There are plenty of opportunities for men as well. Go over to, like I said, our social media. We're on LinkedIn, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. We post opportunities daily, hourly. Also, if you're not getting our newsletter, make sure you go to the website and sign up for the newsletter. You do not have to be a member to receive our newsletter. And we put out resources and grant opportunities weekly.
Yeah. All right. So there you have it. And let me make sure I pronounce it right. Hiram. Hiram. I appreciate that. Y'all know I don't like getting folks' names wrong in terms of pronunciations. I dropped the link for the African American Chamber of Commerce. It is aachamber.com. Again, aachamber.com. So you go ahead, click there, learn about the resources, the services, the latest news updates, all of that good stuff. In this moment, we got to let Miss Regina get back to work. Well, hopefully rest. Hopefully
Unfortunately, work. Some more work
okay.
to do tonight. There's some more work to do.
All right. Well, we'll do that and then hopefully get to rest. But definitely want to thank you for not only saving a little space for us this evening, but also for joining us as a judge in next week's Level Up Pitch Party. It's going down, y'all.
It is
7 and
going
9 p.m.
down, and I'm
Make
so
sure you tune.
excited. Thank you for
All
having
right.
me. We'll see you next week.
All right. There we have it. Loves, make sure you stay tuned when we come back on the other side. You've now met a judge. We're going to bring in a sponsor of the Level Up contest. Um, it takes, we talked about this many a times, not just on Safe Space, but any other show that I've hosted, how it takes a village, right? And so this is no different. So, in keeping the Level Up vibes flowing, we're going to be welcoming Carol Lee Mitchell, who is an executive at Bank of America, one of our proud sponsors of the Level Up contest. So, do stay tuned for more. You're listening to Safe Space on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM, 900 AM. We'll be back after these messages.